to wander the world of outlaws.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here on a Wednesday night on Online Sim Racing Network with David Everly here calling the action. It's the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Xfinity Series here live at Bristol. Taking a look here at our current point standing. Jason Wells still out front here in the points. Mike Rominger sitting in second. Travis Pryor, he is there in third. Tommy Haynes fourth. Eric Tesk also tied with fourth in points. Steve Dukes sitting in sixth. Gary Wolbort is sitting in seventh. Eighth, Bryce Whitson Jr. Bryce Sinisak ninth. John T. Wimbish, he is rounding out your top 10. Last week we saw Jason Wells come away with another win here as he led 78 laps at Texas Motor Speedway. We did have 7 leaders, 11 lead changes, 10 cautions. So we are going from Texas Motor Speedway to Bristol. Taking a look here at qualifying right now. These drivers in their drivers meeting. Got about 2 minutes left here in qualifying. Steve Dutz is sitting on pole right now. Michael Atkins Jr. sitting second. Starting second there. Richie Evans starting third. Tommy Haynes fourth. Eric Tesk, we starting in your fifth position. So these guys just getting ready to get gridded up here. So we are going to have a fun short race here at Bristol. is we are here for the Overton's 160 laps here tonight at Bristol. So we have got a little bit of a long race, but it's only a short track, so those laps will tick off in a hurry. Looks like the chat is out there kicking. We've got Pat T out there, Brandon Ketchum, Gillen Motorsports out there in the chat as well. So chat is out there definitely thumping around right now. They call me Red also there in the chat. So we are just waiting on qualifying, less than 30 seconds now. These guys will be getting gridded up, ready to go green flag racing. You're absolutely right there, Pat T. Bristol, where the men are separated from the boys. Short track racing, we're probably going to see some bump and runs out there tonight. Let's hope tempers can keep in check, though. Doing pretty good there, Jay. Travis Pryor there in the chat. He's looking to come away with win here as he's in the top 5 in the points for the season standing here. Is we're now getting ready, getting them gridded up here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Just a few minutes, we'll go over to the starting grid. All right, let's go over tonight's starting grid. Starting on pole, the 60 of Steve Dutz. The 2 of Michael Atkins starting second. Richie Evans starting third. Tommy Haynes starting in fourth. Eric Tesk will be starting in fifth. Marty Ray sixth. Brent Cole starting seventh. Bryce Sinisak eighth. 64, Jason Wells starting ninth. Josh Ward starting, rounding out your top 10. Starting 11th, John T. Wimbish. Robert David Ballantyne is going to be in 12th. 13th, Mike Rominger. Hunter McDaniel starting 14th. Joshua Gillen starting 15th. Randy Perdue 16th. Wally Tierheimer in the 75 machine starting 17th. Davis Richards starting 18th. Bryce Woodson Jr. starting 19th. Chris Spoils rounding out your top 20. Starting 21st is going to be Gary Wolbert. Scott Mitten starting 22nd, the last to put in a qualifying time. You also got Nick Hunt, Travis Pryor, David Elliott, Andy Starcher, Kerry Cleaver, Brandon Ketchum. All starting out there tonight as we are getting ready to go green flag racing here. Just waiting on the pace car. Once again, we do apologize. Tanner Sharp will be with us shortly here. He's just running a little behind here. So we are just waiting for him to get here, and he'll continue calling the action once he does. Pace car now off, and if I'm not mistaken, these guys will be doing 2 laps here at Bristol before we go green flag racing, as we are being led by the 60 of Steve Dutz. Taking a look at a shot here from the Goodyear blimp over top. Looking down on these guys as we are getting ready to go green flag racing here. 1 pace lap completed. We are going to be going green flag racing next time. So here we go. Is the pace car now leading them? Steve Dutz leading this pack here. Michael Atkins on the outside. We're going to see these guys probably get single file relatively quick here. But then again, it's short track racing, so they may just go ahead and go for it. All right, here we go. Turn 3 and 4, getting ready to go green flag racing. Steve Dukes coming out of turn number 4. Pace car is off. Steve Dukes wastes no time getting hard on that pedal. Green flag out. Good jump there by the 60th Steve Dukes. But Michael Atkins Jr. sitting back there in second, as he's got a little bit of a battle there. As we take a look here, notice Atkins has got Richie Evans sitting there in third. Fourth is going to be Eric Tesk. But right there with Tommy Haynes, he's got Brent Cool, Marty Ray, Jason Wells, Bryce Sinisak, Josh Ward. Here's Tommy Haynes looking to the inside of Eric Tesk. Looks like that outside lane is going to be the place to be, as these guys running that high line right next to the wall. See if we got any more battles here back through the field here. The 09 Bryce Sinisak, though, he is battling the 92. Actually, now he's battling the 12 of John T. Wimmish, as that outside line is definitely picking up. Right there behind him, the 9 of Mike Rominger, Mr. Extreme himself. He is running right there in the 11th, right behind John T. Wimmish. So it looks like that outside also bringing along the 57 of Hunter McDaniel here, as we have now completed 4 laps. These guys running right about mid 15-second lap times, so you're looking 4 laps a minute. We got 156 laps to go. This race is definitely going to go quick. 92, Josh Ward is around, and that is going to bring out a caution. Let's go back and take a look at what happened. As we take a look here, looks like, not sure if John T. Wimbish made contact. It looked like a little bit of neck code there. It was close. Let's see if we can get a good look here. Is the 92 of Josh Ward. Looks like he might have checked up a little bit more than John D. Wimbish thought. A little bump there, and Josh Ward is around, bringing out our first caution of the night here on lap 7. First caution. This is short track racing, folks. If you ain't rubbing, you ain't racing here, that's for sure. '92 there of Josh Ward, right in front of the 60 of Steve Dukes. If he does not come down on pit road, he is going to get a wave around, stay on the lead lap. Looks like he is moving down to the apron here with Steve Dukes, and the rest of them going to come in. Let's see if we're going to have any pit stops here. Is the 92 Josh Ward making his way down on pit road. Not seeing anybody going down pit road at the moment. Randy Perdue, the 5 of Randy Perdue, is going to go down on pit road. Same with the 12 of John T. Wimbish down on pit road. Joshua Gillen and Gary Wolbert looks like they're on pit road. Chris Boyles down on pit road. Josh Ward. So some early pit stops here as we are on lap 8 with 152 laps to go. Good look at this short track, half-mile track. So that's definitely going to be a fast track here. The good thing about these type of races, though, you get some damage on your car. Not really good. It'll affect your handling, but won't affect your speed there, and you have a good chance of coming through even with some damage. So good thing is pace laps are definitely going to be quick here tonight. So these pace laps here under caution are going to go quick. We should be getting the 1 to green this time by. Lights are off on the pace car. We are going to get lined up and do it all over again here on lap 10. 150 laps to go here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Current top 5, Steve Dutz, Michael Atkins Jr., Richie Evans, Eric Test, Tommy Haynes. Top 5. Some of our biggest movers, Hunter McDaniel from 14th to 10th. Wally Tierheimer, 17th to 13th. Travis Pryor, he has moved from 24th position to 15th. And Brandon Ketchen, he is on a roll as we are green flag racing. Eric Dutz off to the races as we are back green flag racing here on lap 11. Once again, running that high line here. So lap 12, we've got first 17 cars still on the older tires. 18th position back. It's got fresh tires, so we'll see if that plays effect here. And the caution flag is out. Let's see if we can see what happened here. Oh, looks like a big wreck here. See if we can see exactly what happened. I think that's going to start with the 20 machine of Robert David Ballantyne. So let's take a look here. Oh, a little bump there from the 81. 20 up into the wall. 81 heavy damage. So let's get another look here from the blimp. Is the 20 looks like he checked up. The 81 didn't see it. Got into the back of him. The 81 around. And also the 20 is a lot of cars damaged there for our second caution of the night. Second caution of the night here on lap 14. We're now on lap 15. These cautions will go quick here to see if anybody goes down onto pit road. John T. Wimbish still down on pit road, I believe. Yes, he is. We got Brandon Ketchum pit road, David Elliott, Travis Pryor. He is down on pit road as we speak. Davis Richards down on pit road, Joshua Gillen, Randy Perdue, Chris Boyles. So we got a few cars here on pit road. 24 cars now on the lead lap. Our pole sitter leading every lap so far this far in the race here on lap 17. That is the 60 of Steve Dutz. He'd like to get a win, get himself locked in for the chase here. .22 cars now on the lead lap. Do believe we should be getting the 1 to green this time around, I believe. Yep, 1 to green. They are going to line them up, getting ready to go green flag racing. Steve Dutz, Michael Atkins, Eric Test, Marty Ray, Richie Evans, your new top 5 here on this restart. Coming through turns 3 and 4, pace car should be dipping off. Pace car is off. 60 of Steve Dutz, wastes no time. Off on the horses he goes as he jumps out to a commanding lead here. Michael Atkins sitting second. Eric Tess, but there is a battle back here for fourth between Marty Ray, Richie Evans, as they are side by side coming through the turns. Looks like Marty Ray is going to take that number 4 position as he's going to look to the inside, possibly of Eric Tesk. Not going to quite get there as Brett Cole. He is going to get around the 17 of Tommy Haynes. That's going to move him up into the 6th position. Jason Wells, our current points leader, he is sitting right there at 8th, right behind the 4 of Brett Cole. Also, Mike Rominger inside the top 10. Hunter McDaniel rounding out your top 10. Brett Cole there getting a little close to the wall here. Let's go back through the field here. It looks like mostly single file action here. We got the 112, Brandon Ketchum. He is running that inside lane while everyone else running the outside. Kerry Cleavers, see here, any other action on the track here. It's the 92 of Josh Ward using that inside as he's able to get around the 12, now making a move on the 20 machine of Robert David Ballantyne. He is going to move back up into 17th position as we have now got 22 cars on the lead lap with the 7 of Gary Wolbert, last car on the lead lap. Steve Dutz has got the 2 of Michael Atkins right behind him. Only 2/10 separate him here for the lead. But Steve Dutz has led every lap here so far. Lap 25, 135 laps to go. As we are going to go on the in-car of the 2 of Michael Atkins here. See what it takes to get around here at Bristol. Getting up to speed about 134 mile an hour. Back down on the brake air down to just under 100 mile an hour. Then back on the throttle there as he exits the turn. So you see these guys riding right up next to the wall as they've actually caught the 7 of Gary Wolbert. He is going to stay down low and let them go right on by. That is going to put him 1 lap down. That is one thing these leaders are going to have to deal with most of the night. Lap traffic. That is going to play a part here as they go through the field. It's going to slow them down. Then again, it can slow down the cars behind them as well. So, I mean, what affects one affects the other. And ladies and gentlemen, we are now joined by Tanner Sharp here in the booth. How you doing, Tanner? Yeah, we've already had 2 cautions already here tonight as we're on lap 35, 126 laps to go. Still running right about mid 15-second lap times. Actually, he does. The top five have, or top four's got 52 laps on their tires. He's only got 37 on his tires right now. Actually, he's on the older tires. Yeah, it's going to put the 96 of Eric Tess as the race leader, but he has got the hard charging of Brandon Ketchum right there in second, only 5/10 of a second behind him. I think some of these guys, we got 89 laps to go. We're on lap 71. I think some of these might be trying to make this as a one pit stop race. Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is, if you look at the top two here, Eric Test, 77 laps on his tires. Brandon Ketchum, only 62 laps on their tires. As we are getting close to the halfway point, which means these guys will have to go just about another 4 more laps, and then they'll be able to pit and make it the remainder of the race. Ooh, it looks like that's going to be the 92 there. So let me. As we take a look here, it looks like he got out underneath. Oh, actually started kind of behind him. It was between the 20 and the 60, 65 of Marty Ray. They kind of bumped a little bit. Little contact between the 20 and the 24. He gets turned down into the 92, the 99, and the 12 also involved there. That is our third caution of the night. That is another thing. We've had 3 cautions here tonight. So the question is, and apparently it looks like Brandon Ketchum was able to get around Eric Tesk for the lead. Yeah, he just pitted. Same with the leaders. So it looks like our top 13 all pitting. Now here's the thing to remember though. Okay, we got some guys that are maybe going to try this on a one pit stop. Here's the thing is, before this pit stop here at halfway, there was 2 cautions. So you got to remember they ran caution laps. So they get to save a little bit of fuel. Question is, are they going to be able to save enough to be able to do this on if we have another long green flag run?
and he can go practically at any time. Here we go, green flag racing. We're back racing here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. And nice jump by Eric Tesk. Steve Dutz is right there too. Wow, Steve Dutz gets a huge heavy-duty run. Looks like a little bit of a miscalculation on Tesk's part. Steve Dutz goes to the top spot. He is your pole sitter for this evening's festivities. First side-by-side battle is technically, I want to say, for second place right now, because here comes Hunter McDaniel. He wants to run off the high side. Usually here at Bristol, the higher line is kind of the preferred lane as the tires wear off. Here goes McDaniel to the line. He does beat him to the line for second. That's one crazy thing about Bristol, Dave, is the restarts. You just never know, and it's crazy, action-packed. I guess you could say the best way to describe Bristol is, let me put it this way. Have you ever been caught in a blender? Well, you go around and around and around and around. Well, that's what it feels like here at Bristol. And usually in a real NASCAR world, it's about, oh, we got a caution. Number 65.
Bryce Sinisak in part of that too here. So we see what happened here. 65 and the 9, Bryce Sinisak, Marty Ray involved. Also Bryce Whitten Jr. The 75, Wally Tierheimer involved in that. And
I wonder.
Michael Atkins Jr. just barely got through that. Let's go on the in-car there with Michael Atkins Jr. and see if we can see that from his cockpit here.
I think he tapped him.
Yeah, he got into the back there, Bryce Sinisak, but other than that, he gets right through there.
Not very many drivers can say they have done that. I mean, that's just luck of the draw right there, avoiding that. That could have been a lot bigger than what it could have been. Oh, the number 99, Bryce Whitson involved. The 75, Wally Tierheimer. Sinisak, as you said. Did Scott Minton get through this? Yes, he did. Wow, he zigzagged. The 5 got in that, though. The number 5, Randy Perdue. And oh man, Bristol Motor Speedway having its night tonight with these incidents here, and we're not done yet though, folks. We got a little ways to go. About 70 laps to go. See if anybody made a pit stop here. Yeah, Michael Atkins Jr. looks like he's on pit road. Sinisak is on pit road. Ballantyne is on pit road. Gillen is on pit road. Tierheimer, all these drivers who have some sort of damage. Josh Ward, I think he's out. Not show him out there on the track. So I'd say the top 13 cars, Dave, have stayed out.
You're absolutely correct. All the cars a lap down, except for the 81 of Travis Pryor, who's 51 laps down, have all came down on the pit road.
Scott Minton actually just made a pit stop, so I'm going to have to make a correction. It's now going to be the top 12 that have stayed out. My oh my. Where's the race leaders here? They're all the way in 3 and 4. Should be getting the 1 to go signal this time by. Caution laps are normally pretty quick here. Yep, we do. 1 to go this time by. Steve Dutz, your race leader. Hunter McDaniel in 2nd. Eric Tesk is in 3rd. Jason Wells, currently in 4th. Richie Evans is in 5th. Brandon Ketchman is in 6th. Mike Rominger, 7th. John Wimbish is in 8th. Tommy Haynes in 9th. Rounding out that top 10, Bryce Whitson, actually after being involved in 2 incidents in a row, he's still trucking and in 10th. Green flag is out. Steve Dutz on that loud pedal. Oh man. The intensity just seems like it just filled up a little bit more here, Dave. Just picked up a little bit.
It definitely has. So we are beyond the halfway point, 67 laps to go. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here on the OSR Network with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Xfinity Series live here at Bristol. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Bristol Motor Speedway for live coverage of the ExtremeMotorsports99.com NASCAR Xfinity Series, live here on the OSRN network. Well, Steve Dutz is currently on the top spot here this evening. He started on the pole, and right now he's the cat that's checked out. But the battle for second has been progressing back and forth. Hunter McDaniel and Eric Tesk have been kind of going back and forth here. Eric Tesk just passed McDaniel for second. Now Richie Evans looks like he wants some of this, a part of this, except he's got a rear mirror full of two cars. That is the 64 of Jason Wells and Brandon Ketchman. Otherwise, it's been a battle really all over that top 10 area. I'd say the top, where's the 17 at? Tommy Haynes. Like the top 9 cars. They're going for some kind of positions on track. There's a little bit of a battle right here. Here comes the 112 of Ketchman on the bottom. Not this past caution, but the caution earlier, after that we had that long green flag run, that hurt Michael Atkins Jr. because he was 2 laps down at the time. And right now he's 1 lap down. He's about to go against Rominger. Michael Atkins Jr. in 14th, first car, 1 lap down. So if we do get a caution flag and he doesn't get involved in anything, he'll become the lucky dog. Oh, the 24's around. Here we go, just as I say something.
Yeah,
and he's on the track. Yeah, off the track. Now this is where he's got to be careful, because if he goes on the track, that will bring out a caution in traffic's way. Get off the track. Oh, he did. Woo!
Good job there to the 24 of Richie Evans, keeping us green flag racing here at Bristol.
Yeah, usually when you're slow like that and cars are coming, iRacing will indicate a caution flag. That's very unfortunate because Richie Evans was having a heck of a run in the top 5 this evening. Nothing really happened up towards front between the leaders. Hunter McDaniel is currently still in 3rd. Jason Wells 4th. Michael Atkins Jr. is actually a lap down. At 20 cars, Robert David Ballantyne, who's 2 laps down in the NOS Energy car, the number 20. He just got passed by Brandon Ketchman. That is not for position, but Ketchman is running in the top 5 in 5th. Otherwise, not seeing too many battles anymore. Oh, we might have a battle with the 64. Who's at 64 going under? That's 57. So Hunter McDaniel, who's just ahead of that 64 of Jason Wells, being challenged. Hunter McDaniel's being challenged by Wells for 3rd. I think Atkins might screw up this little plan right here. He's just running his race. He's just doing his best to get back on the lead lap. Sometimes in this long green flag run scenarios, he's got to do it the old-fashioned way. Guarantee if Atkins starts battling with McDaniel, I mean, that, the 64 of Jason Wells is actually could take advantage of that. But here comes the 112 on the bottom here. He wants to try to get a little piece of this action. Brandon Ketchman. Nothing producing there just yet. As that's going on, I'm just kind of scrolling through here to see who's battling where on the track. There isn't really any battles going on for position, except with Ketchman, who wants to go after Wells. Atkins Jr. is actually kind of holding up the show on that higher line. But oh, there goes Atkins on the bottom. Dive move of a pass. Not for position, but still would like to at least try to keep the lucky dog spot. Hunter McDaniel just ahead of Jason Wells and Brandon Ketchman. This is probably the most exciting battle on track. Nothing is happening up towards the front with the leaders. With the exception of the leaders. Actually, yeah, there is something happening with the leaders. I take that back. Battle for the race lead. As Eric Tesk in the 96 going after Steve Dutz. Dutz is trying to get around lap traffic. Utilizing the higher line. He's got some heavy duty traffic, Dave.
That's the thing about these short tracks, though. I mean, this traffic, it's a part of it.
Steve Dukes gets turned by the 75. Caution is out. That was the 75 of Wally Tierheimer, who was a lap down. Caution is out. Oh, Lord. And he has a damaged race car, and I think the engine has expired on Steve Dukes. He is definitely pulling it down pit road.
Yeah, he got hit hard by the 112 of Brandon Ketchum, 64 of Jason Wells also in there. Looks like the 112's got a blown engine as well.
That 112 car was bad fast, too.
Yeah, it looked like the 60 of Steve Dukes, though, from what I saw. It looked like when he made that pass on the 75, he kind of slid up in the 75, nowhere to go, couldn't get on the brakes, and unfortunately got into the back end of the 60 of Steve Dukes.
Yeah, Dukes got hooked. That's for sure. I'm gonna try to take a look at this replay again. Looks like the 75, according to replay what I'm showing now, there was a good enough gap for him. Maybe just kind of back off from it a little bit, but he definitely rolled that bumper. Just according to what I'm seeing on the replay here, definitely got him hooked. At least he got him loose enough. Oh, that's very unfortunate right there. But this totally changes the game because we got some new players up here in the top 5. Brent Kuehl, John Wimbish, Tommy Haynes. With my live timing.
Michael Atkins Jr. back on the lead lap.
Yes, sir. He got the lucky dog. That's going to put him back on up there towards the front. Down pit road, getting service. 4 fresh tires. Man, oh man. I did say the intensity was going to pick up.
Well, with 28 laps to go, I mean, you're looking at 4 laps a minute. Ooh, these laps are going to tick down in a hurry.
They're going to tick down in a hurry indeed. It is time to go. If you're not up there in the top 10, I guess you're going to have to drive your tail off, but not be too aggressive. Get too aggressive. Might take the chance on spinning somebody out. Got to be very careful at a track like this. Patience is the key around Bristol at any time, even if you're just trying to go for a spot on the racetrack. Closing stages. So, with that being said, everybody has made a pit stop. Michael Atkins Jr. was the beneficiary lucky dog driver. According to time and scoring, I am showing him in 10th place right now. He is on track. But Eric Tesk has made all the drivers have made pit stops. Man, who am I seeing going down pit road now? Here, Brandon Ketchman, he is okay. My timing and scoring is just getting underway here. Pace car lights are turned off. So let's reset this for you before we go green. Eric Tesk, Hunter McDaniel, John Wimbish, Tommy Haynes, and Jason Wells, your top 5. Actually, it's not the top 5 anymore. Tommy Haynes is in 5th. So here we go. Eric Tesk has just got to hold him off. Green flag is out. 25 laps to go. Hunter McDaniel challenging for the top spot on Eric Tesk down in turn number 3, trying to go for it. A lot of room is given between the drivers. Tesk gets a nice run off the high side. Trying to utilize that bottom as much as you can on fresh tires. How well will it work out? Usually all drivers that I ever talk to that race here at Bristol on iRacing say they try to go for every position as they can right off the bat, but there's a downside in doing that. You're burning off your tires a lot quicker. Eric Tesk doing everything he can to hold off these drivers. Hunter McDaniel is currently sitting in 2nd. Marty Ray, who got caught up in an incident earlier, is currently in 3rd. John Wimbish is in 4th. Tommy Haynes running off the top 5. Top 5 drivers are technically pulled away just a little bit. About 5/10 of a second over Scott Mitten, who's got some damage on his car. He's got a rearview mirror full of Mike Rominger. Now Mike is going to drop to the inside. Here comes Brett Kuehl off the high side. Here comes Michael Atkins Jr., who just received a lucky dog. He's trying to gain back what he lost earlier. Bryce Whitson rounding out the top 10. Got a rearview mirror full of Jason Wells and the 51. Actually, no, 51's further back. Just where Jason Wells would be for position. But meanwhile, the back up front, the top 5 cars are nose to tail. Gonna get exciting here, Dave. We're less than 20 to go. We got 19 to go, coming to 18 to go this time. Top 5 drivers are separated by about a second. If they can go for a position on track, Tommy Haynes could go for more. John Wimbish might be thinking about it. Where the excitement is at is in the top 5. There is a battle going on back there between Atkins Jr. and Mike Rominger. Atkins got around Rominger. Atkins is trying to go around Scott Mitten. Scott Mitten coming from 22nd tonight. And currently in 6th. Good battling going on for that 6th position between Atkins and Mitten. Technically the only battle going on right now within the top 10. Yes, sir, the top 10. Jason Wells did get by Bryce Whitson for 10th spot. Anybody else? Oh boy, guess what? Leaders is in lap traffic. Gonna split them 3 wide. That's dangerous, but it works. Hunter McDaniel trying to get around lap traffic well. Lap traffic is actually trying to stay on the bottom side of the racetrack. Marty Ray, John Wimbish, and Tommy Haynes all running nose to tail, getting around lap traffic. And there's a nest full of cars right here where Michael Atkins Jr. is. Holy cow. Lap car drivers everywhere. Drivers trying to pass each other for the race lead. It is a Bristol Blender Hornet's Nest.
Yeah, but the thing is, only 10 laps to go. It's go time. These drivers know it. They got to get these positions.
My spidey senses are tingling on some kind of incident happening on the racetrack. But again, these drivers are doing a very good job in holding off the lap traffic, trying to play defense in a respectful manner, and playing offense in a respectful manner as well. And usually Bristol is all about the boxing gloves at the end of the day. All right. That being said, I don't know if they're going to be able to catch Eric Tesk. Hunter McDaniel is about a second behind now. If any kind of battles are going to happen, I think it's going to happen for that 3rd spot. Wimbish and Marty Ray. Here goes Wimbish on the inside. Thought about it. Marty Ray got the better run off. Here comes Atkins Jr. What was that? 6 laps to go. And who's going to go for the passes here? I see Atkins, he wants to go for these passes. He wants to go for it. He's acting like he's got nothing to lose. He's trying to go for it. And quite frankly, you have to in these closing stages. 5 laps to go. Tommy Haynes trying to utilize the higher line, trying to get the good run off. Oh, Atkins kind of pushed up the hill. Oh, there we go, around lap traffic. It's going to get hairy. That is the 51 machine of Davis Richards. Oh, 3 wide, thought about it. Wimbish closes the door. Man, lap traffic just... Oh, Wimbish is around! Caution is out, and that, I believe that ends the race, Dave.
Yes, that does. Let's take a look here at the 12, see exactly what happened here.
Yeah, I told you my spidey senses were tingling.
Oh, a little bump from the 2 of Michael Atkins as he was trying to get to the inside there, and unfortunately made contact with the right left quarter panel of Wimbish, and they both go around. Wimbish hard into the wall, ending tonight's race under yellow. Eric Tesk is going to be your winner.
Man, oh man. Well, I mean, that was a pretty exciting. That was set up for an exciting finish. Maybe not for the race lead, but especially for a top 5 spot. Wow. Well, congratulations, because he's actually we're on the final lap, but we're gonna be coming across the line here. At least you can get across the start-finish line to officially declare yourself a winner here at Bristol. We're on the back straightaway at the moment. So it's going to be all Eric Tesk. Coming off turn number 4, and he will win at Bristol for the NASCAR Xfinity Series of the league called Extreme Motorsports 99. Congratulations to Eric Tesk. Hunter McDaniel in second. Marty Ray rounding out the top 3, our podium finishers, who we will get to talk to here in a little bit. Tommy Raines in 4th. Mike Rominger rounding out the top 5. Okie dokie. Let's see if we could probably bring up these drivers. I can find Eric. Where is Mr. Eric? There he is. All right, Dave. I'm going to bring up Eric Tesk here. And Eric Tesk, do you have a copy?
I got you loud and clear.
Well, Eric, congratulations on the win this evening. I tell you what, that had been your heart had been pumping just a little bit to see if who was going to catch you behind you. It looked like Hunter McDaniel was going to catch you, but although you did pull away, even through lap traffic, take me through those final moments of the race tonight.
Oh, it was insane, just really insane, because there was a lot of traffic going on, and you know, one mistake, and well, technically your race is gone. So you need to be really, you know, keep focused, hitting your marks, and just hopefully nothing is gonna happen going wrong in front of you. So
Yeah.
it was all intense.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bristol is usually known for its tense races. But explain to me, since you won the race tonight, how hard is it to pass here at Bristol? Because, in my opinion, Bristol, it's a good car for about 1 or 2 laps because you're on fresher tires. But as the run goes on, it gets so hard to pass. Then usually if you're utilizing that higher line, you can get the good runs off. And when you're trying to pass somebody on the bottom, you're not going to quite beat them. Kind of take me through about the passing here tonight.
Well, I think, well, in the beginning, the higher line was the preferred line, but during the run, when the tires getting a little bit older, I think the lower line was working really well. So there was, you can play a little bit with your lines, so there was a lot of opportunity going on. But in the beginning of the run, it was just like stick it, and that's your position for maybe 20 laps. So it's all about, you know, being patient. And maybe the guy ahead of you is going to make a mistake.
Absolutely, and we did document on the top of the broadcast, patience was the key to get around Bristol. But I tell you what, Eric, you capture your first win of the evening, get your second top 5 of the season, and tonight you actually led your first amount of laps of the season. With all that momentum with you right now here at Bristol, you got to feel pretty good, obviously. How about the next race, which is going to happen at the Richmond International Race, Richmond Raceway next week on Wednesday, April the 18th? How do you feel about your chances on another short track, which is Richmond?
Well, I think short tracks are my only thing I could win because I'm not really good on 1.5 mile tracks. So I think I have a shot as long as I keep on the track, you know. So it's all about surviving.
All about surviving, and that's the keynotes around any kind of short track, not just Bristol. Eric, thanks for taking the time to talk with us tonight. Congratulations on the race win, and we will see you at Richmond next week.
See you next week, guys. Appreciate it.
There's Eric Tesk finishing in the first position here tonight. Let's go one down to second position to Mr. Hunter McDaniel. Hunter, do you have a copy?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Man, Hunter, you've seen quite a bit of action here this evening. You started 14th and you finished second here tonight. Was passing difficult for you as the race went on? Because it seemed like we just talked with Eric, and it was like the higher line was the way to go at the start of the race. But how did you get around the field tonight?
Yeah, you know, that higher line was definitely the place to be on the short run. You had so much grip up there that it didn't matter what the guy on the inside did. You just got such a great run on the exit of the turn that you was able to maintain that position. But as the run went on, the groove seemed to move down the track, and you know, on that really long run that we had, that was like, I don't know, like 60, 70 laps or something, really found a good groove on the bottom of the track and was able to make quite a few positions. And I think that and just staying up at the field, keeping the track position is what helped us get that second place again tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And hey, it's another second place for you, because that's 2 second places in a row for you, and you're climbing up there in the point standings. I don't have the official sheet right now on where you are in points, but I can tell you your current finishes. Daytona, you got a 17th, a 9th at Auto Club, a 2nd at Texas, and a 2nd at Bristol. When is this win going to come here, Hunter?
You know, I was hoping it'd come tonight. We practiced a lot for this race, but Eric was just locked up. I had nothing for him in the long run, and burn up all my stuff on that short run right at that last restart. So, you know, Richmond's another good track for us, another shorter track. So, love that track, and we're gonna look for a victory there. You know, bring some of that momentum from the last 2 races.
And you just led me to my second question. How do you feel about Richmond? But you technically just answered it there for me, for sure. But are you a short track guy, or are you the mile-and-a-half guy? And quite frankly, my second question regarding to that is, we got Richmond next week, but then we're going to Talladega. How do you feel about these next 2 races?
Well, you know, Richmond. I love Richmond. Love short track. So I'm more of a short track guy. And I think we can make some stuff happen there. You know, it's just about staying out of trouble. Richmond, there's a lot more room to maneuver than here at Bristol. We ran well in the past at Richmond, so I'm feeling pretty confident. But Talladega, you know, mile-and-a-halves, I think, are more of a toss-up than these short tracks that are just, anything can happen at any lap, and one little mistake can take out the entire field. So, you know, Talladega, we're going to go in with a more of a conservative mentality, but you know, like I said, anything can happen. We could wind up in victory lane. We'll just have to see.
Absolutely. Great statement right there, by the way, Hunter. But congratulations on getting at least another second place tonight. Hopefully that win does come for you next week at Richmond. Best of luck to you.
Thanks, Tanner. Appreciate it.
That was Hunter McDaniel finishing the second position tonight. Great run for him, but let's go down to third place to Marty Ray. Marty, do you have a copy?
Hey, Tanner, I sure do. How you doing?
Doing all right. Watching your race here tonight. You were up and down the leaderboard after starting 6th here tonight, and you finally come away with a third place finish, so congratulations there. How did Bristol treat you tonight? It seemed like the passing was difficult at times. We had some long green flag runs here at Bristol tonight. Surprisingly, is that a surprise to you to have long green flag runs at Bristol?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, you never know with what you got. You know, it's the first time I've run this car on this track. The car handled really well. You know, the outside lines was, you know, helping me stay, you know, without burning up my tires. And you know, I had a black flag for a little incident there. I had to start from the back of the line and work my way back through. Had a good pit stop, and you know, had to run through. It was a tough job.
And it seemed like you're starting to overcome some bad luck here at Bristol, because this is your first top 10 and top 5 finish of the season so far, with a best finish prior to this race of a 12th. So it looks like you're starting to overcome some bad luck here, even though you got an average starting position of 8th. And this has got to give you some good momentum, especially heading into the next race, which is going to be Richmond. How do you feel about Richmond after finishing in the top 5 here at Bristol?
No, I feel really good about Richmond. I usually do well there. Some of the short tracks are actually my friends sometimes if I stay patient and stay out of trouble. But I feel pretty confident about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of drivers actually here in the top three do feel comfortable about about their finish here tonight. But I have a question for you. Pitting here at Bristol, I think it's kind of like one of the hardest parts because you don't. Sometimes drivers get confused on where their pit stall is at on track. With the excessive amount of drivers here tonight, how do you really determine on and trying to find out where your actual pit box is?
Well, to be honest with you, after a couple of cautions, that actually gave me a good idea, because when you're running under green, trying to pit under green, you definitely get confused about what side of the track you're on. But after a couple of cautions, I got some good landmarks to find my way in, and I was able to get down in there without getting in trouble for that.
All right, Marty. Well, congratulations on the third place finish here tonight. You got some good momentum on your side on a top 5 rank. You're still looking for your first win of the season, and hopefully it comes next week at Richmond.
Thank you. And I want to thank OSR for your broadcast tonight. You guys are awesome. Sim Speed Shop and Maverick Motorsports, Extreme Motorsports 99.com, Rick Donathan, all those guys, they do a great job and put out a lot of work for us. Appreciate it all.
And we thank you for Marty for coming talk with us tonight. Congratulations to Marty Ray on finishing third this evening. Dave, let's kind of go through the finishing results here. Eric Tesk finishes in first after starting 5th. Hunter McDaniel finishes second, started 14th. Good run for him. There's Marty Ray, who we just spoke to, started 6th, finished 3rd. So good run for him. Hopefully all top of these 3 drivers have some good showings next week at Richmond. Tommy Haynes will going to finish 4th. Mike Rominger finishes in 5th after starting 13th. Scott Minton gets a 6th place finish after starting 22nd. Brent Kuehl finishes in 7th. Jason Wells in 8th. Bryce Whitson in 9th after starting 19th. And Davis Richards rounding out the top 10. John Wimbish finishes in 11th. And he's the last car on the lead lap according to my scoring. First car 1 lap down, Joshua Gillen finishes in 12th. Michael Atkins getting in on that about 2 laps to go. Gets involved with that incident with John Wimbish. Atkins will finish in 13th. Wally Tierheimer in 14th. Robert David Ballantyne finishes 15th. Eric Cleaver is in 16th. Randy Perdue finishes 17th. Gary Wobble finishes 18th. 19th, Brandon Ketchum. Rounding out the top 20, Bryce Sinisek. Blackjack position, Steve Dutz started on the pole, finishes 21st. 22nd, number 24, Richie Evans had a great top 5 going. Wasn't meant to be tonight. Travis Pryor finishes 23rd. 24th, Josh Ward. David Elliott finishes 25th. 26th, Chris Voiles. 27th, Nick Hunt. Andy Starcher finishes 28th. Don Kidder finishes 29th. And running out the top 30, Cameron Hearn. All right. Well, Dave, final thoughts before we pack her up here from Bristol, Tennessee, and go to Richmond, Virginia at the Richmond Raceway.
Well, short track racing, but we're going to another short track, so same excitement. Can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see. I didn't really see any boxing gloves come off here tonight, but maybe we'll get lucky and see it next week. Well, first off, we would like to thank the Extreme Motorsports 99.com for allowing OSR Network to broadcast the races. So thank you guys, and you guys, as always, put on such a great show each and every week. Thanks to the team here, Dave Everly, who does the double duty of the camera work and the commentary here tonight. I'm Tanner Sharp. This is David Everly. So long, everybody, and we'll see you next week at Richmond here on the OSR Network.